Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the topic trends in mobility in this mobile computing era in detail. Let's get into the topic. What are the mobility types? Quote day-to-day examples of your familiarity that relates to them. Okay, so mobility is nothing but moving from one place to another, or it can be an easy access from one service to another service, or it can be from one session to another session. So there are mainly four types of mobility. One is user mobility, device mobility, session mobility, and service mobility. Okay, so these are the four trending mobility types in the mobile computing. First, coming to the user mobility. Now user mobility is nothing but the access of user interaction model. User mobility, it will refers to as users who can have a similar access to the communication services at different places. So the user, if any interaction model is there or any application is there, now he has to access that particular application or particular service at any different places or different locations, okay, with the same view. That is called a user mobility. Now example is that you have your Gmail accounts, right? Now our Gmail accounts, whenever I log in through my laptop, or whenever I log in through my mobile phone, or whenever I log in my desktop, right, the same, the pattern or the view of that particular Gmail access will be same. It does not change. That is the thing. So the user interaction model should be always same at different places. Now I am using my mobile phone, it is a different place. In my laptop it is in a different place, and desktop it is in the different place. Now I can say the place here is nothing but an operating systems or different devices or different machines, we can say. So that particular thing should be same. The user interaction model should be always same. It should not change. Example is, user can have a mobile and he can log into his mail account from any desktop to check or compose your mails. Next one, it is device mobility. Now device mobility, it refers to the movement of communication device with or the without user. Okay, so for this one, for this device mobility, the communication type always it should be a wireless, right, in order to move. Now if it is a wired, right, or if it is connected to a LAN, I cannot move, right, I cannot move my devices. Now my laptop is there. If my laptop is connected to a LAN connection using a cable, I cannot move it, right. Now if I want to move my laptop, it should be a wireless, it should be connected through my Wi-Fi. So they are saying the same thing. So in order to device mobility to takes place, the communication must be wireless. Okay, now device mobility always happens through a small battery driven multiple heterogeneous network. So the device should be very small, it should be always a battery driven, and it should always a multiple heterogeneous network. So it can be it should be connected to a multiple network. It should be compatible to connect to the multiple networks. Okay, that is the thing. Now example is that when your mobile connection is weak, what happened? The device, it performs that our device performance, it is hand over to the nearest transmitter, right, for the better connection. So that is an example of, we have weak signals in our area, so it will check a nearest transmitter which has much signals. Our signals are diverted to that transmitter. So that is an example for your device mobility. Next one, it is a session mobility. Next one, it is a session mobility. Now, session mobility comes into action when there is issue in a data distribution. Okay. So what happens is that if any disturbance has occurred in a data or any disturbance has occurred in a session, now that session will be stored in the directed session base. Okay. Directed session base, and the user agent, what he will be doing, he can reconnect or he can start the session whenever available. A user is interacting with the system through an user agent, and its session is stored in the directed session base. Okay. Or simply we can say that a user session should be able to move from one user agent environment to other user agent environment. That is the thing. Okay. Now, for example, I am using a service, or I have opened an application. Okay, I am running an application, project application, using my CDMA network. What happens? Due to some disturbances, my network has been disconnected. So what happens? My session will be stopped there. Okay, whatever the thing I have been done, it is saved till there. Okay, whenever I go to my office or whenever I go to my home, I open the project again, or I open my workplace, then I can start my session wherever I have stopped. So what happened? My session did not get deleted, but it got saved, and I can continue my session. That is the thing. Next one, it is service mobility. Now, service mobility is nothing but it is a user should be able to move from one service to another service. Okay, so you can move from one service to another service. That is your example. Now, for example is that I am using my Airtel. I am using an Airtel network. Okay, for communication. But what happened? But I am not happy with whatever the Airtel connection is there. So what happens? Simply from the Airtel, I can easily switch to a Jio, or I can easily switch to an Idea. Or you can see the portability. You can make the portability of the services. That is one example. Or another example is that we will be composing emails, right? So while composing a mail, I got a doubt on something. So what happened? I will be opening the web browser and I will be googling the content, or I will be searching the content. So what happened? From email service, you are using the email service as well as you are using a web browser service. So you two services you are using. If you are, that is the thing. So you can switch from one service to another service in using a taskbar. In a similar way, for the mobility also, you can switch from one service to another service if there is a problem in a network. So these are the trends in the mobility, or these are the types of mobility in mobile computing era. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.